Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to learn how to create this lovely dolphin painting. Now, first of all, create a canvas size of 3500 pixels by 3500 pixels. I have pre-sketched my drawing and this digital traceable would be available on Pinterest in the link below. Alright, so first of all, we're going to create a new layer. Drag that new layer underneath the sketch layer. Go to your brush library, select what is called a felt pen, and we are going to use the purple provided from the colors that I would have provided for you. We're going to go to the shape tool and we're going to make a circle. Then you go to the move tool and then you're going to position this same circle similarly to your sketch. When you're finished, you go to the fill bucket and you're going to fill this circle with the purple. When you're finished, lock your layer. Now go to your brush library, select the hard airbrush, and we're going to select several colors. We're going to select a darker purple and a lighter purple, and we're going to select a very light pink also from the colors that I would have provided, and we're going to place them on the area where it's going to be our sky. When you're finished, you go back to your brush library and you're going to select the soft airbrush. Make sure that your soft airbrush brush type is on Smudge, and the opacity of this brush is about 5 or 6%, and we're going to simply blend all of the colors together. When you're finished with this step, you're going to repeat the same step. You're gonna add another layer of colors, and you would see when the video goes along, you'd see these colors that I am going to be using. It's similar to the first layer of colors that I would have added. The only difference is I am adding a very dark pink in between to give the sky a little bit of oomph, because I just think that the colors, they were a little bit flattening and I needed that very bright pink to contrast. And we're going to use the same hard airbrush to apply these colors, and we're going to blend, of course, with our soft airbrush as the smudge tool. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to duplicate that layer and we're going to work on the layer above. We're going to use our ruler and we're going to use our hard airbrush, and we're going to make sure that our horizon line is as straight as possible, and we're going to add a darker purple along with lighter purple and some other colors. So this area that we're working on is gonna be our seat. When we are finished applying these colors, then we go to our soft airbrush. Make sure your soft airbrush brush type is on Smudge. Make sure your opacity is about 5 to 6%, and we're going to simply blend all of these colors together. After blending all of these colors, I am going to repeat this step by adding the same colors that I would have added. So we're gonna give this a second layer of colors, and we're gonna apply these colors using our hard airbrush, and we're going to use the smudge tool, right? The smudge tool, remember our smudge tool is the soft airbrush, and we're simply going to blend all of these colors together to get the effect that we want on the ocean or the sea. Now we're gonna work on the clouds. So we're gonna select a pink, and then we're gonna go to our brush library and select the salty watercolor brush, right? And we're going to start our cloud with the shadow color. So this pink that we're gonna use would represent the shadow color, and we're gonna make something that looks like a cloud, right? Then we are going to use a lighter color or lighter colors on this pink in certain areas to give the cloud a three-dimensional look to it. When we are finished with that one cloud, then we are going to go to the layers menu, and then we're going to click on duplicate. So we're going to duplicate this cloud many times, and we want to make the sky look as interesting as possible. So we are going to duplicate it, and we're gonna have some large clouds, medium clouds, and small clouds. So obviously the larger the cloud, the closer it is, it's going to look. Now when it's at its smallest, obviously it would be placed nearer to the horizon line area, and the horizon line is where in this painting where your sea and sky meet. So that is gonna give our sky a little bit of interest in terms of our clouds. So just simply follow along, and you can position the clouds however you want, or you can position them similar to how I am doing it in my artwork. Now, after duplicating the clouds, go back to your brush library and we're going to select what is called the salty watercolor brush. Create a new layer and you're going to drag that new layer underneath your clouds layer. And the fact that we have a clouds layer, I would have actually merged all of the clouds on one layer. So this set of clouds that we're going to put in, this is going to be similar to what we have as cirrus clouds, or cirrus, some people call them cirrus clouds. Those are like the streaky, like liney looking one, and we're going to create some of those to create some contrast between the cumulus clouds that we have on the layer above. After doing our cirrus clouds, we're going to create a new layer above the clouds layer. Then we're going to go to our brush library and we're going to select the salty watercolor brush and we're going to use a pink. Now we are going to create a lot of wavy lines. Now make sure that with the C, some of the lines are going to be larger while some of them are going to be smaller. So the larger lines are placed in front and the smaller lines, or very tiny lines, are placed closest to our horizon line. That is what is gonna give us a sort of a depth effect that, you know, some parts of the sea is actually closest to us while other parts are closer away, by adjusting the type of line. So we're simply going to use our salty watercolor brush to do this. So you would adjust it to the size based on your canvas, and we're going to simply work on this layer by doing the C like this. When you're finished with the C, the next thing that you're gonna do is to make a new layer right above the sea and sky layer. Then you go to your brush library and we're gonna select the felt pen. Go to the shape tool and you create a circle, then go to the move tool and you're gonna position that circle into the middle, and also remember to fill it with pink, darkest pink from the colors provided. Lock the layer and apply two other colors, two lighter pinks, onto the sun or the moon, whatever you want to call it. Then we're gonna go back to our brush library and select our soft airbrush as the smudge tool, and we're gonna simply blend all of these colors together to make our sun or moon have a sort of dimension to it. When you're finished, you go back to the brush library and select the salty watercolor brush, and we are going to make a new layer above our sky layer. We're gonna select the darkest pink, or the second, yeah, I think the second pink above that one, not the darkest one, the second pink, and we're simply going to apply the reflection of the sun or the moon. Then we would apply the lightest pink on top of it to give it some dimension. So this would form the reflection from the moon or the sun in our artwork. Now after doing our moon, we're gonna go to our brush library and we're gonna select the felt pen, and then we're going to simply outline our dolphin, and then we're going to use the fill bucket to fill this dolphin with black. So obviously, is like I didn't mention, is like what you're gonna outline the dolphin with, but as you can see, we're gonna outline the dolphin with the color black. Now we're gonna work on the splash for the dolphin. We're gonna go to our brush library and we're gonna select the speckled brush. We're gonna make a new layer directly underneath the dolphin, and we're going to start with our darkest pink, and we're going to apply this pink using our speckled color brush. So you're gonna have some very dark dots. Then the color that is lighter towards that pink, then we're going to apply that color. When we finish applying that color, we're going to select a very light pink, and then we're going to apply it on top of that. When we're finished, we make a new layer directly above the dolphin, and we're going to repeat that same thing. Add our darkest pink, with the speckled brush. Then we add a lighter pink, and then we're going to add a very light pink to it. So it seems as though like the dolphin is coming out of the water and it's creating a little bit of splash. Now, when we are finished, we're going to go back to our brush library and we're going to select what is called a salty watercolor brush, and we're going to select a very light pink. Now we are going to create some bigger splashes, but we're going to create this on the layer below our dolphin. So we have a splash layer, yes, below our dolphin, but we're going to make another one, and we're going to use the salty watercolor brush to make some little curves to show where the dolphin has just popped out of the water. When you're finished, you go to the first layer, make a new layer and drag that new layer under the first layer. Go to your fill bucket and we're going to fill this first layer with black. Then we go to your brush library and we're going to select the fill pen and we're going to sign our artwork. And there we are done with our painting. I hope this video was very helpful. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video, and see you in my next video.